try and get better at that. So today I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to make some chocolate French macaroons. First, in a big bowl, I have a sift over top of it, and inside the sifter I'm going to put in my almond meal and powdered sugar, as well as my cocoa powder and just about a tablespoon of instant espresso powder. If you don't like coffee, feel free to omit that from your batch. Now you want to make sure to sift all of the dry ingredients very well. You can't have a single lump in this batter. So any large almond pieces, you can either throw them in a food processor and run them through the sift again, or just discard them. Now in this metal bowl, I have 3 egg whites, or 100 grams of egg whites, and I brought them up to room temperature, and I've just taken a pinch of salt and I sprinkled that into the egg whites. And now I'm just using my electric hand mixer on medium speed. I'm just going to mix it up until some froth appears on the top of the surface of the egg whites. Then that's when I'm going to gradually add in my granulated sugar. You want to add this in slowly and in sections. So you don't want to add this all at once, or else you may have some complications on getting stiff peaks to egg whites. So now I'm just going to put my electric hand mixer on the highest setting that it will go, and I'm just going to sprinkle in some sugar, beat that up, and as soon as the sugar dissolves, I'm going to put in some more sugar, and I'm going to repeat that process until I get super stiff peaks. So as you can see right here, these aren't stiff peaks. These are peaks that kind of droop down and are all floppy. You don't want floppy peaks. So at this point, you know that they still need a couple more minutes, and you're just going to beat them up until they're fully stiff. Stiff peaks means when you pull out your beaters, there should be a peak in the mound of egg whites, and that peak should stick straight up and no drooping should happen. So once that's there, you're going to bring back your dry ingredients, and with your spatula, just make sure that you mix your dry ingredients very well. It should be all distributed evenly in this bowl. Then you're going to take all of your egg whites and you're just going to dump them right into the same bowl as your dry ingredients, and you're going to slowly fold with your spatula. Folding is just cutting down the middle, bringing your spatula down and up and over, and you keep going until there's no more white streaks from the egg whites and it's all one consistent chocolate color. So once you have it like that, as you can see with my spatula, I'm kind of like beating up at it. I'm not really too worried about beating out any of the air from the egg whites. It's still going to be light and airy, but you want to be able to pick up the batter, and as it falls off of your spatula, it should do a ribbon effect. That's the consistency you want. Then you're going to throw it in a piping bag, and I'm just using a size 12 round tip. You're going to take your cookie sheets, line them with some good parchment paper. Use a good brand parchment paper, because if you use this super cheap kind, trust me, I've tried it, these will stick to them like no other, and you will have crumbs rather than macarons. So, use a good quality parchment paper. I personally don't like to use the silicone mats. I know a lot of people say to use silicone mats. My macarons always stick to them, but never sticks to this parchment paper. Pipe them out. And you don't really need to leave that much space in between them, because they're not going to spread out much more than what you pipe them out as. And you need to let them set for the minimum of 30 minutes and maximum of 60 minutes. And what's going to happen is it's going to develop like this skin on top of each little cookie. 14 to 16 minutes is up. You're going to open the door. You're going to pull them out immediately. You're going to let them sit on the cookie sheets. Do not touch them, but you're going to put the cookie sheets on top of wire racks to cool completely. As they're cooling, you can keep yourself preoccupied by making the filling. Filling is pretty simple. You're just going to need some semi-sweet chocolates, about a half cup of heavy whipping cream, which you can either heat up in the microwave or over the stove. Then you're going to come back with a whisk. You're going to whisk that up. It's not going to look like it's ever going to come together. Don't panic. It will come together. Just keep on mixing, and you are going to get the most shiny, glossy, just luscious ribbons of streams of chocolate in this ganache. But you have to let it sit in that bowl. The ganache needs to be at the consistency of frosting. If you think that you could frost a cupcake with it, you're ready to put it in a piping bag. And now what I've done with these cooled cookies is I've pressed them together to find perfect matches. You're just going to do a simple assembly line. Take your two matching cookies, flip them round side down, and you're going to take your ganache and pipe a good amount on top of one. Take the second one, sandwich that over that first one, and gently push down until the ganache oozes out of the sides. And you set that aside and move on to the next one. I hope you guys try them out. And if you do, let me know how they come out. Thank you all so much for your support and all my new subscribers. Thank you for supporting.